What's up, YouTube? Happy New Year's. Taddy Ori here. I hope you had a great night, a safe night. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for what 2025 is going to bring for myself and for you as well. So, again, like I always say, we're not here to work just to pay bills. Let's get it together. And listen, hey, y'all, don't be laughing at my Christmas tree right now. I am in the process of taking it down right now. Also, as I'm doing this, I'm just thinking about my goals for my job, my goals for my brand new YouTube channel, what I'm doing, and how YouTube right now is on easy mode right now. But as I'm taking down my Christmas tree, like it looked kind of naked because I've been taking stuff down this morning. I'm just thinking about my current job where I'm at, and also thinking about the interviews that I've done, that I've killed, the interviews that I was like, I could have done better, and the interviews that I got upcoming. And listen, money is out there. Let's not listen to the naysayers that says YouTube is hard or the job market is hard. If you say to yourself the job market is hard, then it's going to be hard for you. Point blank, period. If you say it's easy, it's going to be easy. Whatever you put forth out there, that's how it's going to be for you. And I know it sounds kind of, metaphysical, but realistically it is. Like, for me, in the industry that I'm in, there's a lot of layoffs. The job market is crazy, but right now the job market is starting to pick up. But for me, I've never really had a problem with getting a job, but you see a lot of people on LinkedIn posting, man, I've been laid off and it's been like a year since I've not gotten a job, or it's been 6 months not gotten a job. And in my mind, I'm like, man, I feel bad for you. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, the longest I've been, and I'm thankful and grateful, without going between jobs is maybe 2 to 3 months. And that's because I was just going through the interview process. Because like I told you before, the interview process is 3 or 4 interviews, man, in tech. 3 to 4 interviews. And sometimes that takes a month and a half to 2 months, sometimes 3 months to finish that process. You got to talk to the hiring man, the recruiter, then the hiring manager, then your manager, who will be your manager. Then you got to do a demo, basically, where they run you through some stuff. Then you talk to their VP of sales, or I've always talked to the VP of sales or co-founders. So you got to go through that process. And I've just never been without. So what's different between me and those people that go a year to 18 months without getting a job after they get laid off, or they get fired, or they quit? It's mindset. It's really mindset. I'm always thinking something's out there for me. That's why I used to do crazy stuff as jumping to other jobs or leaving my current job without having anything lined up. That's why on my other videos, I'm like, make sure you have something lined up. Don't be like what I used to do. I jump out. Listen, y'all, I jump out to the abyss, and I'm always like, I'm gonna be okay. Do I be okay? Yes. Is it the smartest move? No, it is not. Because again, like I said before, it just put me in further and further debt. So don't jump out there like me without a plan. Don't do it. It's wild. It's unnecessary stress. And that's what I'm all about for 2025. Removing all unnecessary stress, whether that be relationships, whether it be any relationship, jobs. If my job is stressing me out in a bad way, it's time for me to start looking. So, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm going through the process of looking at other jobs. Again, I am in the tech industry. It's supposed to be opening back up and flowing like it was maybe in 2019, 2020, 2021. Hopefully that's the case. But, I probably put in like 10. I put my resume in probably like 10 jobs a week. Specifically, I look for certain things. First of all, the base pay. I always look at the base pay, and I look at the commissions. And before I look at the commissions, I'm like, okay, let me see what it's like to be, I go into a place to see how many people are actually hitting quota at that place, because they can say, oh, your OTE, on time earnings, basically your commission. Oh, you can have commissions between 110,000 to 125,000, meaning that's what you can look to make just on commissions alone. But then you go to like a place called RepView, and they'll look at the companies and see how many people are actually hitting quota at the company. See, that's what matters the most. You can tell me my quota is, well, my OTE is going to be whatever's going to be 300K. But if I look and only 30% of your reps are hitting quota, then that doesn't bode well for me. And the last 3 tech companies I've been at, no one is hitting above 45% quota. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't been to a tech company yet that has done it. So again, if you are curious about the tech field, tech industry, hit me up in my comments. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. But if you are curious about it, or it doesn't matter where you work, it doesn't matter if you're a teacher right now, it doesn't matter if you work at Amazon or Walmart, it doesn't matter, post office, you have the skills to sell. If you can read and pick up a phone, you can do it. You can do it. I've put many teachers on. I've put people in Amazon on. I've put people on that's in the Uber, my Uber driver. I put several people on because it's a well hidden secret. It's well hidden. A lot of people don't know about it. It's a really good industry to, to get in, to pay off a bunch of stuff and then get out if that's what you choose to do. Being at the entry level as a BDR, SDR is not where it's at. But I digress. Taking down my tree, thinking about the things I got coming up, thinking about my interviews I got coming up. How do I prepare for my interviews? It's a lot of work, and I have a lot of them coming up in the next month. And I'll probably, before I go back to work officially tomorrow, I'll probably put in another 5 to 7. I got a site that I go to that's been pretty reliable, and I hear back pretty quickly, be it a rejection or, hey, we like to interview you. So that's what I'm looking for 2025. I'm looking forward to elevate, go to that next level in my career progression. Listen, don't let nobody stop you on whatever it is that you're doing. Don't tell everybody your plans either, because everybody's not going to support you. Everybody's not going to understand what you're doing. But here, listen, I'm here to support you. So put whatever you can in your comments of what your goals are for 2025 and the steps that, that you're going to achieve it with. Remember, goals without steps is just a wish. You're just wishing. Let's not wish. Let's get it. So just taking down my tree. How many of y'all out there today are taking down your trees already? If you celebrate Christmas, it's taking down your Christmas tree. How long do you keep it up? Last year I kept my tree up, I think, for the entire year. That's the first time I've ever done that. The first time I ever done that was last year. I kept my Christmas tree up. It was a white one. I kept it up the entire year. This time I was like, I ain't gonna do it this year. So I'm gonna take this bad boy down, finish it up today, watch some college football playoffs, and just continue to meditate on where I see myself and where I want to be in the next month, in the next 2 months. So that's how I always break my goals down, is Work from the end to the beginning. So start with the end in mind and then work backwards from there. So if I want to make 6 figures by October of this year, then I got to be like, first of all, I'm going to have to get a higher paying job. That's the first thing. I'm going to have to get that promotion that I talked about in one of my videos that I was passed over for twice. But with me getting that type of position, I can do it. And let me tell you, get into tech sales for a year, get your money up, and then if you choose, get out, because it's good for that. I'm not going to sit there and say it's a great career for everybody, but it's good if you're right now like, I don't know where I need to go. I know I need a career change. I don't want to do that. Listen, I will help you get in. I helped a lot of people get in. So again, don't look at it as long term. Look at it as something to do for a year to 18 months. And then you'd be like, okay, I got my money up. Now I can pursue my passion, or now I can pursue what I've been trying to do for the last time. This will just keep you from like, you know what, my bills are being paid. When your bills are being paid consistently, your creativity can flow more, of what I've seen. When you're not like, oh my gosh, I got to sit there and I got to pay half on my water bill. I got to pay half on my utilities. How much can I pay before they not cut me off? Listen, been there, done that. Let me see. Can I do a partial payment on my rent before they get crazy on me? Do I have that relationship with my landlord to do that? Man, I might need to put half on my phone bill so they don't cut me off. When you're in that mode of thinking, that stressful thinking 24/7, it's hard. You're just in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode like that, that's not a great mode to flourish in. It's hard to flourish in that. It's hard to see great ideas come to you in that, because you're in survival mode. You're like, man, what? I'm just trying to make it. And when you're in that mode of, I'm just trying to make it, a lot of great ideas, a lot of great business things will pass you, because you're like, man, I don't got time to be focusing on how to make 100K by August. I'm just trying to pay my light bill on time. I get it. I've been there. I was just there almost 2.5 years ago, before I found tech. I was getting paid at a job, pennies, barely being able to pay rent. Like, I couldn't pay everything. So I was sitting there like, man, the light bill they let me pay a little bit. But then when it was due, after 2-3 months, it was due. It was no more half payments. That's like, nah. That ain't gonna work. We need the whole enchilada. We want $400. I look at my account and it was like 125. And I'm like, But I remember those days. And when you're in that mode, it is hard to see great idea. It is hard to thrive. In 2025, let's not try to survive. Let's thrive together. Let's support each other together. That's what it's about. It's not about, oh, I'm surviving. When you talk to your friends or your family, your loved ones, like, how you doing? And you're like, I'm surviving. Nah, we don't want to survive. Surviving is so low on the totem pole. You will never be your best version of yourself if we're stuck at survival mode. To be at your best self, you have to be in that thrive state. Everything's paid. You're not worried about that. You're not worried about losing your job because you got 2 or 3 options of money coming in. Optionality. Like I said in another video, why it's so important. You're not worried about being laid off at your job. because you got passive income coming in from a side gig that you're doing. Or you're not worried about YouTube not being on easy mode because you have another job that pays you well. That's optionality. Optionality will help you get to that level to where you're not always in survival mode. You cannot self-actualize. Yeah, I think that's it. When you're always in a survival mindset, you just can't do it. Haslow's hierarchy of needs. To self-actualize, to be at the top of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. That's at the top of the pyramid. We are all a lot of times stuck at the bottom in survival mode, trying to get food, trying to keep shelter over our head. When I was in survival mode, man, I couldn't. It was a leap of faith for me to even do tech because I thought it was a scam. Because I seen it all over YouTube. I'm like, man, this got to be a scam. This sounds too good to be true. I can work from home, right? They pay me money for my work, for my home office. They give me money for my home office. Stuff that I keep when I leave the job. And I can start at like 55K with really no experience. This got to be a scam. And when you see and I seen tons of people talking about it on YouTube when I was just looking for jobs to work from home. And then I seen that and I kept going through that YouTube, that YouTube hole that you can get stuck in. I was like, and I kept seeing people talk about it. And everything within me is like, this could be a scam. But listen, I was so sick of being in survival mode. I'm like, well, it can't be no worse than what I'm doing now. It's a lot of us have that fear of jumping out there because we don't want to fail again. And I was in that spot because, I thought it was a scam. It was coming from YouTube. But I jumped out there and I was like, oh man, this is real. Wait a minute. This is real? And I got into tech and really no experience. But like I said before, I really didn't have any official sales. But like I tell you, I'm a guy. I've been selling myself all my life. I've been selling myself in all my relationships. I sell myself every time I walk out the door. So I'm selling. You're selling. You're selling yourself. You're selling yourself in your relationships. Rather it be platonic relationships, romantic relationships, friends, families, you're still selling yourself in your relationships. So listen, let's not just survive for 2025. Let's thrive together. Let's get it together. Let's support each other. But again, I want you to get out of that state of, man, I'm just surviving out here. Because you cannot self-actualize when you're in that state. You cannot be the best version of yourself when you're in the state of, man, I'm just out here surviving. How you're doing? I'm thriving. We all thriving in 2025, and YouTube is going to help that. The job market is going to help that. Whatever it is that you want to do, make sure you just have options as you're doing it. Don't put your eggs all in one basket, whether that be YouTube, whether it be at your job, whether it be any other side gig or business that you do. Don't focus on one thing. Do it all. Discuss it all. It's New Year's. I'm sitting here doing a video. It's become a normal part of my day-to-day activities. And hopefully that y'all get something out of this to where like, okay, I can see what he's saying. I agree. I rock with him with that, but I don't agree with that. But I can see where he's coming from. Oh, I can take that bit of information because you just don't know. It could be something small in one of these videos that I've posted that can spark you into you making 6 figures this year. Or you making high, 5 figures this year. And just some information that I have, you'd be like, that's it. That's the missing piece to the puzzle. But again, hope y'all had a happy New Year's. Let's get it together. Let's not just survive out here. Let's thrive. Let's grind together. You know, grinding is so much tied to surviving. But man, let's just thrive out here together. Thanks for everything. Thanks, subscribers. Thank you, YouTube, for being on easy mode. I'm just grateful for everything. Y'all take care, and I'll see you soon. Yep.